importance of making your copywriting persuasive. In business, every time you write, you need to obviously write clearly so that people instantly understand what you're saying. The worst thing is to write something and people have to reread the line, go back and reread it to try and understand what you're saying. If you have to reread something, then you've lost them. People are too busy to waste time rereading things. So the first thing, everything you write has to be clear and easy to understand. But then after that, your writing has to be crafted in such a way that it leads up to a certain call to action. You want people to do something at the end of your content. You want them to feel a certain way. You want to change their state. You want them to get excited after reading it and want to take a certain action. Whether that action is clicking on a link, buying a product or service, ideally perhaps the end of the funnel, but you want them to do something. Otherwise they just read the content and then scroll on. It's not really having much of an effect. So your writing must never just inform your readers must never think, so what? They must know what. They must know what they need to do. So this obviously starts with a headline, it hooks them in. It's a leader that leads them on to the rest of the content. It's the first step. Every bit of content from the headline, that first paragraph, introducing it, the value you share, warm them up, get them excited down to the last sort of bit where you have that all-important CTA, call to action. The ultimate aim of all copywriting business is to get them to that call to action. At the end of the day is to get them to go down the funnel and take certain courses of action to build up the relationship so that they do something which builds a relationship, and then eventually they buy a product. They become a customer, become a fan of your business if they like the service or the product you're providing. So identify the emotions that trigger the reader. What gets people excited when they read content? What will get someone to buy your product service? Obviously it's about getting the benefits across of what you're offering, but what really gets people excited, what triggers people's excitement, because we know that most people will buy on desire. They'll buy on what they really want from what they need, and people will buy things on emotion and then justify it on logic afterwards. So what you've got to do is tap information. What makes people excited? What language can you use to make people excited, and what benefits can you write about that will connect to people and think, yeah, wow, I like that. I like what they're saying. I can relate to it. I can understand it. That's got me excited. You want the readers excited. It could be talking about a solution to a specific problem that relates to the niche of people that you're writing content for. So again, it's about understanding your target audience and understanding who they are, what they do, what the problems they're going through. So when you write your content, it talks to them, and you're showing you understand who they are, what they do, but you understand what the problems are they're going through, the challenges they face, and you're offering a solution. So yeah, find the right word combinations. Every word matters when you're writing. Every word should have impact. Every word should be chosen. Write so that you have impact. Every word should, like I say again, should be chosen, because every word makes a difference. And there's so many words to choose from. We know that certain words and those power words, because they do trigger reactions in people. And there's emotive words, and choose your words carefully. Don't overload too many emotive words, too many power words, but choose words that will have an effect. Plan your content, know the word count, know what you want to say, and structure it so that it's written in a way that people will read through it, even if they flick through, even if they scan through it, as people do nowadays, but they will read through it, they will scan through it, but they will understand it instantly. However, they will get the messages you're trying to say. They'll get those benefits. They'll get excited. However, if they literally scan through it quickly, and that's the art of art of copywriting. You need to convey your message in a few words. And if you're writing a longer piece, what you're doing actually is you're layering on the value. You're layering on the benefits of what you say. You should always, if you're doing any copywriting, is be able to say what you want to say in as short words possible. Less is more with copywriting. And if you can get across what you want to say and give some value in 100 words, 200 words, that's amazing. That's the best thing. But if you then decide to write 1,000 words, the only reason you should be writing that 1,000 words is to add more value. so that you're building up layer by layer more value until you get to that call to action, and they don't need much persuading because they're warmed up. So that's it. What do you want your readers to do? What do you want your target market to do? Your audience? What is the end game? Are you trying to perhaps sell? Because we're all in business trying to sell something. And what is your product or service? But also what do you want people to do? You don't just straight away want to sell something. What is the action you want to take? Maybe you run events or webinars, you want to attend that. Maybe you've got some downloads where you want to show your knowledge and expertise for getting to download an ebook, or a checklist, for example. But what actions do you want people to take after you shared your content? You need to persuade them to do something. You need to persuade them to take some action. And so much of running a business is about influencing your audience, building relationships, engaging with them, and persuading them to take certain actions, which builds up the relationship you have and turns a target market audience into your customers and ideally into your fans. Okay, I hope that's useful. Great copywriting must always be persuasive.